Let's go with technology with the presenter OLANO TEAH. We'll be posting new videos on every weekend. I appreciate the comments, feedbacks, and suggestions so that I can improve on the gaps and issues. You can also comment on things that you want to learn so that I can prepare that for you. Let's spread technology across every homes, schools, including individual impartation. Let's make people feel part of it. You know, every kid needs technology just as we spread the gospel of Christ. Please share the video that your friends out there may benefit. Once again, I'm OLANO TEAH, prefers to be called the Guru B. Let's go on the weekend. It's technology, let's go. Hey yo folks, welcome to Go Technology. Today's edition, we will be doing basically Windows aspect of today's session, which has to do with domain controller and a Windows client. Just for the audience, I am OLANO TEAH, prefers to be called the Guru B. Welcome to today's session. Let's go to our lesson. So today's lecture will cover the following: the walkthrough on the VMware Workstation 12 Pro, adding Windows 7 or Windows computer to our domain controller in a virtual environment. So we're going to be basically using our virtual machine today. And the server we are going to be using is Windows Server 2008. And we're also going to be creating a centralized and advanced control panel using God mode. I don't know why the name is God mode, but you will see what happened after we create that folder or that control panel. So let's go. Let me take you to my visual environment. So this is the VMware. You double click on it when it opens. So there I have a lot of servers. I'm going to be using this two, Client 1 and DC1. So DC1 is what I use, or is the Windows Server 2008, and Client 1 is Windows 7 operating system. So this virtual machine you created, so by default it's going to give you this page. So here you can create a machine, you can open a virtual machine. If you have the file, you can just open a virtual machine. And if you want to increase the memory, and if you want to, for example, if let's take an example to create a virtual machine. So you click create virtual machine. It's recommended you can go with this for down. So you select ISO. If you have the ISO file for the operating system which you want to install. So like for me, I have one. You can click on browse, and browse is going to take you to your physical computer where you can locate a file, or you can locate your ISO file. So if you have it, and just select it and go next. You can type a product key and everything, the name you want to give to your machine, and also the password you want to give to your operating system, and go next. If you don't want to do that, just click next and click on yes. So you type the name of the visual machine, and you go next, and just continue. Next again. So the recommended size for Windows 7 is 60 gig. You can increase the size from here, and also if you want to save this file as a single disk file, you can do this by clicking on store drive as a single disk file. What happens here is that you can take this file to another virtual machine, basically the VMware workstation, and just open virtual machine by using that file. So it's best to do that. You go next, and here you finalize it and just click finish. So once finished, it's going to start the installation. So for example, if you create or if you store your file as a single disk file and you migrate it to probably this machine, you can just do open virtual machine and locate where you have that VMware file. So let's go and power on our. Also, if you want to increase your memory, maybe your computer or your virtual machine might be slow, so you can just click on memory here, and when it opens here, you see the memory for this virtual machine is 512. You can increase it by clicking on 1 gig or by tapping inside here 1024, much as you want to give it. Because I have a lot of virtual machines running, so I'm going to utilize my memory. And also here you can add the network adapters. Probably you have, I will take you through as we go on. So there is no router here, there is no switch here, so we're going to be using this network adapter to be able to put all of our machines on the same network. So let's go. We're going to power this on, but before I power it on, we want the client machine and the server to be on the same network. So what do? We change the network adapter to line segment. Here you can create your line segment by clicking on line segment, and you click on add and tap the name of the line segment that you want to create. Maybe you want to say your class or tutorial, some kind of thing, and just create it and click on OK. So after creating and clicking on OK, you'll see that once you click on line segment and click here, you will see all of your adapter that you created. So I'm going to be going with line segment 1. Basically I just created that, but just clicking on OK. I'm also going to be doing the same for the client computer. You click on network adapter and select LAN segment. In here you select LAN segment. So both the server and the client are on the same LAN segment. So now we can power on our machines. Sorry. Okay. So you can use Control Alternate and Enter so that you can give a full screen of your virtual machine. Also you can use Control and Alternate. Probably if you click in here now, the mouse, you will not be able to see it, or it will come out of this virtual machine. You can hold the Control key and hit on the Alternate key. It's going to bring up the mouse that you can be able to move around here and switch between machines. So that's what you do. So while we're going to be waiting on both machines to turn on, let me be giving you some hint. So on the server, let us assume that you already have this Windows server running on your network, and you as a support staff or the support administrator or even a network administrator or the system administrator, you have this new client or you have this new machine, and you're wondering how can you connect this machine to your domain. Probably because you have your DHCP server, your DNS server, they are all running on that domain controller or that Windows server, and you want this client machine to be able to utilize one of those resources and to be able to centrally manage this machine. So this is what we are going to do, and this is what this lecture or this session was organized, so that we can be able to give an idea to our techies out there that this is how you do it. So let's wait till it comes on. Alright, so now we have sorry my friend. Sorry. So there's our client machine. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be giving a static IP to our client's machine. Or if this client machine or this Windows 7 computer is basically on your Wi-Fi, is connected to your Wi-Fi, you don't need to assign a static IP to it, except you plan to do that. But the system can already communicate with your server once it already joined with your Wi-Fi or your network. You don't need to configure a static IP. But for today's session, we're going to be configuring our static IP. So how do we do that? We can execute this command by using ncp ncpa.cpl. It is seen as right-clicking on your network adapter and click on Open Network and Sharing Center. But I'm taking it as a pro. So ncpa.cpl is going to launch Network and Sharing Center. So when I open it on our client's computer, we right-click on our local area network and do properties. So if we have our property, we double-click on TCP IPv4 and use the following IP address. On our server, we have 25.0.0.1. So we're going to be probably taking 25.0.0.6. So we are using a solid 16 IP address. So on our server, we have 25.0.0.0/16. So that's why we are selecting this IP. But you can choose your own IP based on your server credential. So our gateway is our domain controller, our server IP, and also our DNS server is also taking the IP of our main server. So you configure all of that and click on OK. So basically, if they are on the same LAN segment as we have already done, now we have our network here. Just right click on this, click on details, and you're going to see that we have established a connection with our server. How? Close this. So our server is now here. So I'm logging on to the server. Let us assume you already know how to do that. So the server is Google Lab, and I'm serving as the administrator. Come on, boy, don't make me shame, man. Enter, man. Okay. So we are logging on to our server to see what we have there as our IP. But before then, and before you make your computer to join this domain, you have to create a user within this domain that will be able to log onto this client machine. How do we do that? So to do that, you click on Start, Administrative Tools, Active Directory User and Computer. So if Active Directory User and Computers opens, which we are anticipating, let's go back to our client and see if we can be able to ping our server. So you can tap Run, or you can tap, or you can hold a Windows key and arrow. So you can tap Run. Run is going to give you this, or you hit the Windows, stick your hand on the Windows key and press arrow. It's going to give you this Run also. So you tap CND and tap IP config. Let's see if we have our IP settings correct. So our IP is 25.0.0.6 and class B subnet with our gateway 25.0.0.1. So let's see if we can reach our gateway or reach our server. So this is telling us that we can hit our server. So there is a communication now between the server and its client, but yet and still the client has not joined the domain. So how do we do that? When Active Directory User and Computers open, you can expand your domain. You can also reach the users and just click on user down here and do that, or you can right click on your domain name and click on new user, or you right click on user and click on new user, or you click on the action tab and do new user. So you have basically 3 ways on the graphical user interface, or you could use the command line by using TS admin. or ds add cn or ds add user and what have you. So we'll get back to the command line aspect of creating user. I'm gonna take it there, don't worry. So you right click on user and do new user. What's the name of the user that we're going to be creating? That we able to access our client machine after we have joined into our domain, so we can use to this class. So to this class is our username. You can type the last name, you can type the initial, but basically not necessary for now. So today's class is the username. You can type the user password that they can use to log on to the client's machine. So if you select, if this remains, means that once the client logs on, they can be able to change their password. But you serving as a server administrator, you don't want that password to be changed. You can click here, password never expire. Finish. So now there is a user account that has been created for us to use to access our client. So now let's join our client to our domain. You can open my computer or click on computer or use the Windows key and E to do that. So if you have your computer screen open, you can right click on computer and do properties. If your property dialog box open, you click on change settings. Here you can put the description of this computer. So our accountant will be using this computer. The accountant of this company, this is his computer. So we can say account 1, or that's the name of the computer. You click on domain and type the domain name. So our domain name is gurulab.com. Bam. Gurulab.com. So it says enter the name and the password of an account with permission to join the domain. So we created an account called today's class, and we also created our password. So you type the username and the password that we created on the server, or that your system administrator gonna give you to use. So now you say welcome to gurulab.com domain. So you click on it. Click on it. You're also gonna click on this window and that window and apply and OK. It's gonna tell you to restart your machine. Before restarting, saving up in file, blah blah blah. Apply and restart now. Boom. So our client computer is restarting, and by the time we restart, we're gonna see two aspects of logging on: other user and to this class, or administrator, or whatever ways it's gonna be. But you're gonna use other user to be able to log on to the domain, or we can just go with the one that is already logged on, which is to this class. Woo. So I also advise and recommend always to like, share this video. There are people out there that are looking for solution to many problems. You can share the video on whatever page you are, share with your friends, invite people to watch it. And I also suggest that you leave your comments and recommendations on things that we can improve on this initiative, because we appreciate your everything. So the first time we log onto our client's computer, we never see this screen. Now this symbolizes, or this tells us that we are logged onto a domain. Whenever we see this, it's domain related. So you hold your Control Alternate and Delete to log on. So now you have account 1 as the computer name. Log on to. So what we're gonna do, just hit on switch user, bam, and do other user. So other user, we're going to tap in the user that we created on our domain to log onto this client computer. So the user that we created was to this class, and with our password, voila. So now let's see if that user is going to be permitted to log on to this computer. Okay. Take us there. So if you go back to our domain here and go to computer, you're going to see that this computer has been registered on our domain. So now we have this computer on back to our client. And I'm probably here going to click on OK so that you can log off and restart some VMware thing. But that's not going to happen in your physical environment. Okay, so now we are good to go. Switch to our client, to our server, and let's see if we can be able to access information from the server side and the client side. So let's create one file here. Or let's see if we can access, because basically we're going to be taking, oh, don't do it. Cancel. Basically we're going to be taking information from our server, so let's see if we can create one just blank file. Testing to the class. Voila. So we can share it with everybody on the network. Share, right click on it and tap on everyone. Everyone should do that. Co-worker, share. So this file is on the desktop. Click on next and share. So to access this file, you just tap in your two backward slides, the server, user, administrator, desktop, and the file name. So let's see if we're gonna get that file from our client side. So you open your round dollar box, two backslash server slash user, and enter. So server slash user, enter. It displays this desktop testing to this class file. So we are able to access the file that was created on the desktop of our server. We're able to access it from our client's computer. So this is how you join a computer or a Windows computer to a domain. We hope that today's session was useful and educative. Leave your comments and your suggestions so that we can better improve on them. So let's go to our God mode, control panel, creation. Gonna off all of these guys. Get off these guys. And a big appreciation to Anna Gupta of NIT Blue Crest University College, Liberia, our super professor. He's a guru. Hey Anna, thanks for the hard work and thanks for imparting knowledge onto the Liberians. So now let's see, how do we create this control panel? We call it the advanced. So here you say, well, we have already done with this. So now we can create a centralized or an advanced control panel using the God mode. I don't know why Microsoft decided to do this, but to call this God mode. So you right click, go to new folder. This folder you're gonna rename it as God, capital G, small d, small o, small d, capital M, small o, small d, small e. Remember the time I was quizzing. You put dot and open a brace and type ED7 BA4 70 hyphen 8E 54 hyphen 46 5E hyphen 82 5C hyphen 997120E01C. Close the brace and enter. Boom. Definitely you see that your folder icon has changed. If you have been playing with control panel, let's search control panel. So you're gonna see similar icon. This similar icon is what we have here. So the default control panel, if you click on, let's go to the default control panel so that you can see what's gonna happen here. Default control panel that Microsoft gave you is not gonna give you a full list of things. It basically gave us these few, which we are limited to use. So now let's see what guard mode is gonna give us. Guard mode is gonna give us, if you double click on it, you realize that you have a whole bunch of things. Action Center have 17 different features. Add features to Windows 8 have a whole lot, and also gonna give us administrative tools out of these things, which you don't have on a control panel. All of these things we have, all of them, displays, all of them. See the whole lot of features that you have to manage your control panel. So we call it an advanced control panel. A lot of techies out there have not discovered this, so you are gonna be the first to do this. Voila, it's so much amazing. Control panel has all of these features, and all of them you can use to configure things on your ordinary Windows 7, ordinary Windows 8, ordinary Windows 10 computer. Not a server, but just a Windows client. Oh, see how amazing it is? So again, we call it guard mode. So let me find a way that I can be able to give you this, because you might not be able to memorize that as our coordinate. So let's highlight it and expand it so that you can copy. If you reach to this part of the video, you can just pause it and copy this code. Alright, so you can copy this guard mode dot brace open ed74b70 hyphen e8054 for the says bam, copy all of these things and just create a new folder and rename it with this thing by copying and pasting into that rename a column of it, and you're going to be having this unique and amazing guard mode control panel. So thanks for the time and thanks for today's session. We are happy and we are so blessed to have you as our learner and as our subscriber. Stay safe. This is the Guru B all day and every day. Bye bye. I love you, but God love you the best.